Magandang linggo ng hapon mga katropang trainers. Ngayon po ay episode 29 ng Usapang Training at Iba. Ayun.
Kunyari.
Oh, wala yung ating mga ladies. All boys ang inyong host ngayon. Ako po si Edwin Hebreo, CEO of Executive and member of the PSTD's Board of Trustees. Kasama ko si June. June, introduce yourself.
June Roy po from PSTD rin, past president ng 2021. Currently serving as the governance advisor and auditor. Plus, outside of PSDT, I'm also working as OD Consulting Head of Nomura Research Institute. Hapon sa lahat.
Magandang hapon, Louie.
Magandang gabi.
Magandang hapon po, si Louie Banta po, CEO at Chief Trainer ng LJMB Consulting, supporter, volunteer for PSTD.
Ayan. So magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Sa mga nandito sa ating Zoom, marami pang hindi nakakapasok. No? I think we're expecting around 50 people to join us. And then sa Facebook, no? Facebook Live. Ang ating pong topic ngayong hapon ay mainit na mainit at I consider it very urgent. Ano? But bago natin pag-usapan ang ating topic para sa hapong ito, gusto tayong i-update ni Paring Louie sa mga balita tungkol sa PSTD. Louie.
Ito na po, as always, as usual, every month marami namang mga ganap sa PSTD. Of course, katatapos lang ng sabihin nating highlight ng taon, yung ating 48th National Convention sa Boracay, pero patuloy pa rin ang offerings ng PSTD sa ating mga TD professionals. Sa November 23 po, gaano ba katagal to? In about 5 weeks time, yung sa ating second Mentoring Summit 2023. Nakafocus po sa big word na mentoring. Yan, ibang kulay dyan sa ating slide. So we'll talk about practices, trends, techniques on how you can really ensure a mentoring culture sa inyong mga organization. So join na kayo dyan, no? Lahat naman usually ng mga summit natin, di ba? Dinudumog, no? Yung ating research conference recently. Kaya kita-kits tayo dito sa November 23. Bago mag-November 23, 18 days away from today, ang ating tipanan topic sa October 26, 1 to 5 p.m. Madaling mag-join dahil via Zoom lang po ito. Ang ating topic ay Change Makers, how talent leaders can drive organizational change. Hindi lang hot topic. Hot topic is an understatement. All of us are experiencing fast, turbulent change within and outside our organizations. Let's learn from Karunesh Prasad. Join po kayo October 26, 1 to 5. At bukod dun sa dalawang yon, yung ating mga regular programs ng PSTD, part ng ating certification program at continuing education for our talent development professionals. Of course, ang ating katropang si Ed Hebreo will handle training designer certification program this coming Wednesday to Friday na po yan, no? Sa Ortigas Center, Discovery Suites, Manila, na 8 to 5 p.m. Si Sheena Bustalino naman, designing interactive e-learning using articulate storyline. Sabay-sabay pala this week, Bukas na pala to, no? So, just scan the QR code dito o visit po sa pstd.org kung gusto nyo humabol pa. At ito naman Friday, and of course selected days in October, designing e-learning program sa isa sa mga talagang matitinik nating digital learning experts, Marby Tabungar. Of course, dahil din sa mga exciting na updates na yan, be an active member po ng PSTD. Kung sobrang active this year, naghahanda na rin po for a greater 2024. No? Be part of any of these committees. Isa sa mga abangan nyo, yung niluluto pa namin bago kami nag-open itong usapang training.
Exciting.
Magkakaroon na rin po ng exciting ng tropang TikTok trainers. No? Gagamitin na natin ang power of TikTok, isang platform para mas maabot po natin ang ating mga trainers, L&D professionals, and TD professionals, practitioners sa buong bansa at Southeast Asia. Back to you, Edwin.
Okay, thank you, Louie. Sa totoo lang, excited na ako diyan sa ating bagong programa sa PSTD, where we are going to invite talent development practitioners, lalo na yung mga trainers na influencers sa TikTok, no, to participate and get involved in creating contents for the training and learning and development and talent development practitioners in the country. Baka naman po sa ating mga kasama ngayon sa Zoom ay merong interesado ay makipag-ugnayan lang po kayo sa amin ni Louie at saka si Carl who's also here. I-chat nyo lang po at pwede po kayong sumali. The more the merrier. Ayan. So paki-unshare na, Louie, yung iyong slide so we can get to our topic this evening. Evening na, 6:00 na, madilim na. Ayan. So, you might be wondering, nasaan ang guest? Nasaan ang guest ng ating tropa? At nang maging exciting naman. I think wala na pong magiging exciting, mas exciting pa dahil yung ating chief resource person for today is the biggest stalwart, champion, proponent, evangelist, lahat na ng sustainability sa bansa, no, in the Philippine Society for Talent Development. Siya ang aming subject matter expert dito at siya rin po ang nagcha-champion ng sustainability sa association o sa society. A guy who needs no introduction kasi na-introduce niya na yung sarili niya. At si June Roy, June, ayan, ikaw ang subject matter expert ngayon. Dahil wala po yung ating dalawang kasama, no, si Pearl.
Ladies.
Oo, si Pearl at saka si AM. Hihingi kami ng tulong sa inyo, no? Yung mga kasama natin sa TikTok, ganun din sa Facebook Live, to also ask your questions and share your insights on this. I consider this an urgent topic, no, yung sustainability. Marami naman tayong nababasa tungkol dyan. And as the world changes, as the climate changes, and as we live in this VUCA, ano nga yung isa? Bunny. VUCA and Bunny world. Dumadami yung
May rap at divukad.
Oo, dami na nating kailangan tandaan na no. Basically, what's saying is the world is changing so much that we need to adapt if we are to thrive and not just survive. June, ang aking unang tanong sa iyo, ako na muna magtatanong, Louie.
Yes.
Bakit ba importante ito? Parang wala naman ito sa aming KPI. Bakit kailangan ma-involve ang HR at talent development dito sa mga sustainability movement na ito?
Yun, syempre mahirap sagutin yan pag wala tayong visuals. So para sa ating mga audience, no, both Facebook and here, does this matter to you? Right? Any of this, itong 17 goals to transform our world. If it does not, then it makes no sense to talk about sustainability. But I would like to believe that all of this matters to all of us. Bakit? It also matters to the next generation. Yun yung mga anak natin, mga apo, magiging mga apo ng apo, no? And where are we now? Not good. Look only at the color, green. Yung green lang. May isa pa, tapos mayroon pang reversal. That's global.
Mhm.
98 out of 166. In terms of color, ilan ang green? Isa lang. So in short, I'll stop there. Yung vision natin na tayo ng legacy para sa future generations for a better world, hindi pa talaga umuusbong hindi pa talaga, malayo pa. At bakit malayo? It's because a big part of that, it's the lack of buy-in and capability building among organizations, governments, and societies. So mahalaga dahil mahalaga para sa ating kapakanan at sa kapakanan ng mga susunod na henerasyon. Yun lang ang
So,
simpleng
in short, hindi lang ito corporate or organizational stake.
no, it's not.
May personal stake ang bawat isa sa atin.
Exactly.
Dapat meron, ano? And I think one of the biggest challenges, June, as you mentioned, is yung lack of buy-in.
Mhm.
I probably more than lack of awareness is the lack of buy-in. Parang hindi to kasama doon sa urgent and important ng mga ng mga kumpanya. Nasa important siguro siya pero not urgent. Parang ang pakiramdam mahaba pang panahon para para magmadali. So hindi nagmamadali. Anong tingin mo doon, June?
Parang optional sa iba no?
Oo.
Depends on the organizations. Kapag ang pinag-uusapan natin yung mga malalaki, especially the publicly listed companies, it is mandatory for them to report their sustainability achievements. So in short, mahalaga yung sustainability sa kanila. Companies, they cannot also transact business and because they're also suppliers to bigger corporations.
May batas no?
May batas, plus there is an increasing pressure among global companies to only transact with businesses that are sustainable. So therefore, my legal mandate, mayroon ding impetus coming from the pressure of these global companies, right? So ang problema nga lang, nagko-concentrate doon sa compliance, materiality assessment, reporting, and making some aspects of your business sustainable. Pero nawawala si HR at talent development doon or si OD. Bakit? Dahil
Bakit?
pag tinignan natin yung concentration, it was fueled by the 2019 kumbaga parang directive coming from SEC to make sustainability reporting mandatory. So doon na focus. Pero yung pag sinabi mong sustainability culture, sustainability talent development, sustainability training, you will be surprised. Even some of the conglomerates last year that we talked to, they only have ESG 101. Meaning, sustainability 101 pa lang yung ini-invest nilang training program. Nag-uumpisa pa lang sila.
So ano yung sustainability 101, June, if you may?
Introduction
Awareness
lang
lang.
on what is sustainability and why sustainability matters. Hanggang doon pa lang. Pero yung mga importanteng, let's say, skill set, like how do you develop sustainable leaders, which is sustainability training? How do you develop advocates, which is beyond awareness? Wala pa yun. As of last year, ngayon nag-uumpisa na. But it's not yet. So kulang pa dahil yung orientation before and to a large extent until now, it's more towards the compliance side and the reporting side, not on the talent development side.
Okay. Louie, may tanong ka ba?
Kaya ang dating sa akin ng sinabi ni Jun, kaya kaya yung mababa yung awareness. Kung gagamit si ADCAR, di ba, the change model, no? Mababa ang awareness, desire knowledge. Kasi ang tingin sa mga kumpanya, hindi naman ako kasama dyan. Tama?
No.
Di ba? Yung hinihingan lang ng data so you can submit that report. No? So, yan ang ang dating sa akin Jun, yung sinasabi mo.
Parang yung required reporting doon lang sa taas, ano? Kung sa management lang, basta naka-comply ka doon sa, siguro you do a lot of tweakings of some of your practice and then report it and then that's it. So hindi involve yung buong kumpanya doon sa sustainability practice. Okay.
Yeah.
June, if so doon muna ako sa ano ang maraming tanong to ha. So isa-isahin natin. Yung
Yeah, sige.
unang tanong ko bago tayo pumunta doon sa modeling the way, ano yung nakikita mong magiging role ng HR? Kasi I'm sure there are a lot of
Yeah.
HR practitioners listening to us at saka ng talent development practitioners in sustainability.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. Thank you. Next question, please. Hindi, joke lang. Malaki. Okay. Keywords. Model. Nabanggit mo na rin. So the way on certain especially on aspects of, 'di ba, ang sustainability, triple P, people, planet, progress or profit. Hulaan na kaninong space yung people.
Sa
Natural,
management.
HR yun.
HR,
Natural, HR yun. That's the people
Yes.
side eh. Gamitin natin yung aspect ng ESG, which is the sustainability in the corporate environment. Mayroon kang E, which is environment. Mayroon kang S, and then governance. So kanino yung social and governance? Sa HR yon. Even yung governance, sa HR yon. So when you talk about the role of HR, number one, it has to model the way in those areas. Pangalawa, advocate siya. Right? Influencer if you may. And pangatlo, ito yung importante, enabler. Ano yung ine-enable niya? To enable sustainability to become a way of life. Ano ibig sabihin pag sinabi mong way of life or culture? Kahit walang CSR program or event, right? People would practice, example, sustainable consumption. Di ba? Sustainable consumption na lang. Ibig sabihin walang waste. Yung pagkain natin, when we buy food, single-use plastic. So kahit walang programs, dahil naitanim na yan ni HR sa consciousness ng mga empleyado, so people would go on with their lives practicing sustainable consumption. Another example, doon sa social aspect, gender sensitivity, diversity, di ba? Wellness, especially the mental wellness, may i-apply yan kapag HR practices and embeds that into the consciousness of people and make it a way of life. Uuwi yung mga empleyado na yan, hindi lang pinapractice yung makakatabi nila sa sasakyan, right? Makakasalubong nila sa traffic. Pag uwi sa bahay, they will practice those sustainability aspects with their family, yung kapitbahay nila. Di ba? Pag-interact sila, they will also carry that along with them. So that means napakahala talaga ng papel ng HR kapag ang analogy namin diyan, it's a multiplier of 100. That means if you have 1,000 employees, right? Multiply by 100 people that they will influence in their lifetimes. Kasama yung mga anak nila. Multiply it again by 100 by 100. That can produce millions of people who does not only embrace sustainability, but also practices and influences others.
Ayun.
That's where the power of HR is important. So yung itinanim niya, by analogy, nagtanim siya, which is planting the seed of consciousness and capability. Yung harvesting noon is the multiplier effect. Exponential yung impact noon. So you will envision a sustainable, inclusive family and relationships, inclusive and sustainable communities, and our society at large.
Okay. Ang aking reaction, Louie, doon sa sinabi mo is that yes, it's important.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like it's big and can be quite intimidating, lalo na kung ako'y nagsisimula pa lang maging aware, sa as an HR, as a TD practitioner, and that's the reason perhaps why we're having this conversation. But before we continue, we have people in Zoom. I'd like to ask this question, and please use our chat to share your answer. Doon po ba sa inyong kumpanya, kung yung una kong tanong meron na po bang sustainability movement na nangyayari? And then second question is, gaano ka-involved si HR at saka si talent development or si learning and development para malaman natin kung siguro even dito no, a short survey of the people in the room, kung ano ba, kung meron bang participation si HR or L&D, if it's as much as we want to be involved no doon sa sustainability. Okay. So I said, ang laki ng ano ng role ano, or ang laki ng mga potential for involvement. But let's start small. Let's mag baby steps, kung hindi pa kaya ng big steps ay baby steps. And I've always believed in in modeling the way. Bago mo kausapin yung buong kumpanya tungkol sa sustainability, ay ikaw muna ang maging mag-practice. And this is going to be a conversation among the three of us and the rest of the people in the room. As HR practitioner, especially siguro in learning and development, ano sa tingin ninyo ang pwede nating gawin to contribute to sustainability? Naalala ninyo yung di ba, yung 17 sustainability goals natin. Ano po ba ang pwedeng gawin ni HR para ma-model the way yung sustainability in our own way? Ayan ang tanong. Gusto mong magsimula, June, habang hinihintay natin yung sagot ng iba nating mga kasama?
Yeah, mahaba yung listahan. I'll start with few. One is...
Wag mo abutin na isang oras. Sasali kami ni Louie sa usapan.
Kaya nga. Una, magkaroon ng integration ng sustainability doon sa mga policies. So halimbawa, doon sa recruitment. Is your recruitment already inclusive? Di ba? So isa yon, integration yun. Yung
tanggalin
training.
ng mga biases.
Tanggalin yung mga biases, di ba? May mga nagpo-post pa rin, hindi aware na, especially sa SMSEs, yung age, hindi na pwede. Bawal na di ba?
Or preferably male or female.
Exactly. Pangalawa, sa training, di ba? Magkaroon tayo ng simpleng guidelines lang, checklist, na mga practices that we can apply in training. Example, okay? Instead of using mga Manila papers, baka naman may digital options. That's one.
Less paper.
Less paper. Doon sa social naman, gawin nating inclusive yung training environment. Paano gawin yun? Simple lang, di ba? Make it a habit and conscious practice na nakukuha natin yung mga opinions at kahit kinokontra tayo or mali sa tingin natin, inclusive in the sense that we put diversity of ideas. So, doon muna. Marami pa yan.
Louie, ikaw, ano ang
Louie
iyong
muna.
mga suggestions on how we can practice and model sustainability?
Na-mention ko to last week, di ba? May isa nga akong training participant na nag-refuse na tumanggap ng participant manual, yung printed sa papel. Tapos siya raw ang point of contact sa kanilang sustainability initiatives. This was last year. So that made me think na kung merong ganitong kumpanya, marami ding iba. So ang ginawa namin, nireduce namin yung number of pages ng ating mga manual to less than half. Kung dati 30 pages kayo, about 10 to 12 pages.
Yun.
As what ginagawa na rin namin yung instead na magbigay ng manual na na-spin rin tapos ni-ring-bind, gumagawa kami ng infographic. Lahat ng lessons pinapagkasya namin sa infographic na back-to-back. Tapos nilalaminate namin. Mas sturdy siya, di ba? Mas gamitin. Pangatlo, sa inclusive, naganda yung sinabi mo, Jun, yung S talaga. Akala ko dati yung S is sustainability. Akala ko sustainability and governance. At since sinabi mo na dapat inclusive ang trainer, dapat nag-iingat ang trainer talaga sa use of language,
Language, yes.
Language, yeah.
Pag-refer sa mga participants, lalong-lalo mas importante sa inclusive environment ngayon yung jokes at mga remarks ng trainer sa mga participants. Top of mind ko ngayon.
Actually, I'm also mindful na yung aking presentation ay ano no, may diversity din yung mga slides. Baka mamaya yung slide mo puro lalaki lang yung puro puti pa, di ba? So make sure na ano no, there's proper representation doon sa yung mga presentation deck that your audience will see themselves in your presentation, ano, at hindi sila na-alienate. At ganun din yung ano, yung language nga, I think is very important. Sa mga sa mga matagal nang nagte-training na bumebenta sa green joke, so medyo hinay po. Titingnan natin baka tayo ay nakaka-offend ng ating mga participants. Ayan. Bago natin ituloy, Nathan, merong mga nagre-request kung pwede silang sumali dito sa Zoom. Paki-check sa ating FB Live at paki-PM kung pwede, no. So 'yan. So yun yung nakita ko na na pwedeng gawin. Maibida ko lang habang hinihintay natin yung yung inputs din ng iba. Recently, I made the decision to be a little bit more serious dito sa sustainability, no. So nung sinabi ko sa aking maliit lang naman kaming kumpanya, but when marami kaming Gen Z June. Nung sabi kong we will take sustainability seriously and we will make it part of our OKR. Alam mo reaction sa akin, Louie, June?
Yeah.
Ang reaction sa akin, sa wakas. So,
Matagal na palang naghihintay.
Oo, sa wakas. Naisip mo yan, and they're so excited and they're thinking of a lot of, ito yung realization ko, June at Louie and everyone, kapag pala in-empower mo yung mga tao mo to be mindful of how we do things in relation to sustainability, they will find ways. You'll be surprised with what kind of creative ideas they can make. Yung simple lang na yung ID jacket natin, plastic yun di ba?
Yeah.
Oo, normally pinamimigay na namin, pagkasira na, tinatapon na. Ang ginawa nila, gumawa sila ng basket, tapos nakalagay doon sa basket, if you want to support our sustainability program, and you can you can return the ID jacket for reuse. At nakita namin na yung yung mga learners, yung mga participants, pag nakita nila yun, sinusoli nila. Kinukuha nila yung pangalan nila, sinusoli nila. So those are some of the simple things I think that that we can practice sustainability or model sustainability.
I'll add one more, parang Ed at Louie. Actually, yung ginagawa natin, our very existence as talent developers is a big part of sustainability. Di ba may education doon? Kasama po tayo doon. Right? So yung pagbigay mismo natin ng capability building sa mga tao ay already a sustainable effort or initiative. Kaya inire-report yan, lahat ng sustainability report sa buong, hindi mawawala kung anong training ang ibinigay. So ganun po kahalaga yung ginagawa natin. Here's the question. Right? Ang pinag-uusapan doon, it's not only conducting training, but making it sure that people grow in their wellness and in their kumbaga nagkakaroon ng professional at personal growth. So ang challenge at ang pwedeng gawin is to really establish the mechanism and the measurement para makita natin ilan ba talaga sa mga empleyado natin ang nakaka-experience ng growth. Yung talagang nagkakaroon ng upskilling, nagkakaroon ng growth. Hindi man kailangan ma-promote lahat, di ba? Pero minsan, kadalasan kasi yung statistics natin is misleading. Right? Na on the average, but when you go down to the layer, ilan talaga yung naka-experience na they have really experienced growth in their personal and professional lives, and not necessarily only in terms of promotion. So yun yung perspective doon.
Oh, actually, pag tinignan mo yung 17 sustainability goals, yung number 1 malaki rin ang role ng HR
No poverty.
No poverty no?
Yeah.
So by championing the not just the yung general welfare, but also the financial welfare of the employees in the company, by treating the employees fairly, compensating them fairly, we're already contributing to sustainability. And I think it's important kasi pagka sinimulan mong pag-usapan yung sustainability development goals sa yung kumpanya, they will look at the 17 And then, di ba kapag follow the leader tayo titingnan mo yung leader. Teka, gusto mo sumunod kami sa 17 sustainable development goals. Ikaw ba nagko-contribute doon as my employer? So si HR ang tatanungin doon di ba? So
ang tingin ko dyan, Ed and June, ikaw, role ng HR or contribution ng HR, hindi lang dapat sa pagsasubmit sa SEC yung reporting, yung scorecard ng 17 goals, dapat binabantayan at pinupush din ni HR yung monthly monthly, quarterly communication. Dapat may reporting, di ba?
Importante yan. Tapos, yung nangyari, ito, kalat na kalat, SEC just recently reporting standards on sustainability, and they're getting comments. So one of our position papers, one of our comments that we suggested to SEC and to others is baka naman pwede sama yung sustainability culture as an aspect of reporting. Kasi sa Singapore, European Union, mayroon nakalagay talaga sustainability culture, which is a special and talent development. Sa Pilipinas, only BSP has produced a circular that mandates board of directors of banks to promote a culture of sustainability. Kaya na-focus tuloy yung sustainability on the materiality assessment, the risk, and all others. Pero yung space na HR sana that we can own and advocate, it's the culture aspect to make it a way of life. So hopefully masama yon. Pero kung hindi man masama, that's something that talent development and HR can do, to lead a culture building aspect. Pero alam ko itatanong din ito teka June, culture aspect, alam natin 1 year, 2 years yan. Where can we start? So ang practical starting point, and this is where talent development can come in, is to have your basic ESG or Sustainability 101 na kahit 1 hour, it will always target 3H. Yan, practical tip. Head, that means alam nila kung ano yung concept. Heart, ma-embrace nila at maniwala magkaroon ng buy-in sustainability sa buhay nila, not just as an employee but also as a family member, as a community member. Pinaka-importanting H yung hand, which is sustainability commitment. Kahit one technique naman natin yung trainer. Okay, before we end, can you identify one learning, one realization, pwedeng one commitment or one action that you will do differently or you doing. So kung yung sustainability 101 training mo, mayroong ganon, ang laking bagay na noon. Ang laking bagay. That can already be life-changing.
Yeah.
Because whatever I say to you now is a product of that Binigyan lang ako ng briefing lang. But I was so inspired by that briefing that here am I talking about it with so much drama and passion. Ganon.
Si Jerry.
I wanted to respond to that with my own experience, Louie, if you don't mind.
Ayun.
Nung nagsimula kami, Jerry, dito sa Execuserve, yung unang tanong namin, because we put it in our OKR nilagay namin sa aming operational planning, sinama namin sa mga targets namin. The first question we asked ourselves is, tama ka, dami nung 17, hindi mo naman yan ma-influence lahat. Where can you contribute? Yun yung tanong namin sa sarili namin eh. Saan tayo pwedeng mag-contribute? And we feel that as talent development practitioners, we can contribute in no poverty.
Yeah.
Sa ano to ha, kumbaga by default, hindi pa siya just by doing what we're doing, we believe we're contributing to that, to quality education, well in one sense ano, and a few others. And then we also agreed na we can be deliberate doon sa climate action kasi sobrang importante doon sa mga bata yung yung climate action, that we should be involved, that we should reduce our carbon footprint, at we should be able to reuse reduce our waste, so to speak. So yun yung nilagay namin sa OKR, no? So
That makes sense.
tama Jerry na maganda na meron ka munang some sort of purpose or mission statement with regards to sustainability. Ikaw June, anong masasabi mo diyan?
Yeah, we did our research on this kasi. So ang lumitaw na best practice for organizations that are large enough, they can cover all the 17. So that means they have sustainability commitments and strategies that really cover each of the 17 because they have the bandwidth. They have the resources. But smaller companies, tama yon, I would agree with Jerry, right? That you focus on areas where you really have an influence. So, for example, when I was with the Aboitiz Group, so ang ibinigay na mandate sa amin, it's where you are, with meaning kung sino yung community mo, and the nature of your business, dapat yun ang focus mo because you can do. So for example, we were in the subsidiary of, we were one of the subsidiaries of Aboitiz that are into financial. So natural, stop na kami sa mga food feeding, we participate in tree planting from time to time, pero ang focus namin is financial inclusion and financial literacy, which would contribute to no poverty. Yung education namin, it's more on financial literacy because that's where we can make impact. So hindi pwedeng i-cover namin lahat ng 17 kasi life underwater, for example.
Hindi ka naman nangingisda, no?
Well, hindi naman kami. So this is correct. I would agree to what Jerry mentioned.
Meron pa akong gustong i-share tungkol dyan eh. Louie, meron ka bang gustong sabihin?
Sa alam mo naman, HR's contribution is really culture, di ba? Sa card, yun ang sagot natin sa ilalim, di ba? Learning, culture. And yes, culture is hinged on values and purpose, di ba? Vision, purpose, and values. Kaya okay ako dito na talagang kailangan ay revisit, no? Meron niya akong kilalang client company, nag-appear dun yung, yung planet,
people and profit.
And profit, nag-appear yung 3Ps na yun. Now I realize na this happened 6 years ago. Consistent pala yung kanilang
I'm glad that you mentioned that, June, and everyone else. Meron kasi akong na-encounter and I've encountered this I think twice na doon sa Green HR, because we have this group called Green HR, it's an FB group. Nag-post ako ng yung sabi ko, tignan niyo yung sustainability development goals and look at what your company can do to support it. And may dalawang message ako na na-receive. Sabi niya, Ed, just by doing our business, okay na kami. Wala kami kailangan gawin kasi we're already contributing to no poverty. We're already contributing to zero hunger kasi nag-i-employ kami ng mga tao. If we pay them right, sila, they pay their people well. Wala na kami ibang kailangan gawin. All we have to do is do our job and we're already contributing. Bahala na yung iba doon sa ibang goal. All we have to do is do our job, do our business, okay na kami. 2 beses. Kaya nga yung sa amin, sabi namin, yung without doing anything extra, nagko-contribute tayo. And then ano naman yung mga goals dito na we need to make an effort and believing that if we make an effort, we can still make a contribution, even if it's like, it's not something that we do by default. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where accountability comes in kasi and then made it part of our goal, or target. That's why I think we can say na we're being accountable, no, and the people in my company are being accountable for our contribution and the sustainability development goals.
Siguro ang
Ayun.
sagot doon is all of the businesses are actually contributing in one way or the other to sustainability kahit na wala silang pronouncement or adoption of any policy or strategy. Why? Kasi profit, di ba? People and planet. So even if you don't contribute to the planet, for example, you are already contributing to the profit. Kasi nagbabayad ka ng tax as a business, di ba? So you're already part of that. So the question is not whether you are contributing or doing enough. So doon ang best
Hopefully you
practice,
can do more.
you can do more, and for you to do more, kailangan ma-map out talaga yung mga opportunities. What are the risks in the business kapag hindi natin ginawa? What are the opportunities na pwedeng we can capitalize on, we can do? Pero dito papasok yung tanong ni Jerry. Which is, sabi niya, the very first thing to do is to convince management that it is possible to do well by doing good. I also encountered this question in one of the forum that I was a speaker, and these are attended by board of directors. Board of directors, no? From one of the board of directors is hypothetically, paano, how can we embrace sustainability if we are financially challenged? Right? So ang sagot namin doon, it's first, we have to look at sustainability, not separate from your business. Kasi kung triple P, the profit making is already part of it. Right? Yung people, which includes customer. So in short, if you deal well and customers with integrity and you really protect their wellness, right? That is sustainability already. So ang tanong, if you do that, will that flow in back to your profit making? Does it make a business sense to take care of your customer? Because a lot of people, sustainability yun, right? Governance aspect, ESG. So does it make practical business law?
Naglalag si John, no?
No, Jun, naglalag ka. Medyo...
Naglalag.
Teka, habang nagre-recover yung internet connection.
Sa dami ng sinabi siguro.
Gusto ko lang i-acknowledge yung shinare ni John Paul. No? Thank you, John. I hope others are also inspired by what you're doing in your agency.
Yes.
To practice sustainability. I think ang maganda tong tanong ni Jerry in a sense na not directly answering yung paano, kung hindi ano yung kailangan gawin natin as talent development practitioners and HR practitioners to equip ourselves to present the business case for sustainability to our company owners sa mga CEO, kasi I feel pasensya na po kung doon sa iba na hindi malalim na yung nalalaman ko ako kasi hindi pa ganun kalalim yung nalalaman ko sa sustainability. I feel like I still need to continue learning about it and how we can make a difference. Pero I think it's very important to educate ourselves as an initial step. Dahil maraming tanong kang sasalubungin. I think if you start talking to your stakeholders about the importance and value of sustainability in the company, marami kang sasalubunging tanong, and if you are not ready to answer those questions, you'll be frustrated. So ang aking Jerry, siguro before convincing management, deepen your understanding. Maybe use your department as a pilot area for sustainability practice. And then report hindi sa SEC, report to your boss that because of this practice, ito yung mga results na na-generate. And sabi nga nila, it's hard to argue with success.
Yeah.
So hopefully successful yung gagawin mo, and you can parang expand it to the organization.
In relation to that, ang tanong ko kay June, sabi ni Ed, no, awareness and knowledge, no?
Yeah.
June, ano ba ang, especially sa mga nanonood, nakikinig sa atin who also want to deepen, broaden their knowledge on sustainability, anong curriculum, saan ito available? Meron ba
Ayun. No?
Ayun.
102, 103,
Yeah.
para mas maging credible activist tayo? O, term ni Ed yan, di ba? Ano yun?
Okay.
Kay
Yeah,
Ulrich yan,
magandang tanong.
pare. Louie, kay
Oo.
Ulrich, hindi sa akin.
Hindi, magandang tanong yan.
Paborito ko
Okay.
lang gamitin.
Okay. Una, ESG or sustainability, pinag-usapan na natin yon. Pangalawa, yung tinatawag na sustainability leadership. Di ba? May innovation leadership, may quality leadership, so may agile leadership. Why not sustainability leadership? Simple lang ang purpose noon, to make leaders and champion sustainability, covering environment, social, and governance. Okay. Ang tanong, since nasa talent development naman tayo, anong magga-guide na competency framework dyan? Mayroon bang available na hindi na natin kailangang invento or reinvent the wheel so that we can be guided? Mayroon. Ito yung pinag-uusapan natin, Louie, kanina. If you use the European model, there is what we call green competency. So pag nakita mo na yung competency model kasi, as a talent developer, teka, I can create, ito pala yung mga training programs din. Kasi alam natin, competencies will lead to curriculum or training programs. Right? So una doon, yung care or malasakit, o dapat pala may training program on malasakit. Mayroon din doon systems thinking. Connected pala yung systems thinking para makita nila yung kabuuan. And so many other skill set, di ba? So another framework na libre ito, no? Yung tinatawag na IDG, Inner Goals. I love the IDG. Ito yung ko sa ODPN noong kanilang OD Lab last year. IDG for SDGs. It is branded as Accelerator for the Achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. The power and beauty of all these two, actually, yung simplicity nila. Kahit hindi ka expert na talent development at wala ka pang background on competency development and all, pag binasa mo, right, being, doing, di ba? So ano yung mga character traits mo bilang bilang sustainability advocate? Doing, ano yung mga dapat mong ginagawa? Then mo yung dalawa, it can already guide you on the kind of training that you will do. Pero pag kinahon mo yan, makakahon mo into 3 types of training. One, it's yung una, advocacy, right? How you advocate sustainability. Pangalawa, it's on side. And then pangatlo, ito yung technical aspect na normally maaaring hindi para sa lahat, para doon sa, let's say, finance o green finance. Diba? Para sa procurement, procurement. So mga kwan yun, functional, specialization. Pero yung starting point is awareness building muna, sustainability 101, yung 3 H, di ba? Mayroong head, awareness, mayroong embracing, may sustainability commitment. On the other, 1 hour, 2 hours is good, right? And then pangalawa, after that, it's advocacy. Diba? Naintindihan mo ngayon, how do I advocate this now? How do I influence others, even if I'm not a leader? And then yung pangatlo, leadership training na. Pero sustainability.
Okay.
Mga practical practical tips.
I-share ko lang yung quickly tapos meron akong tanong June
Yeah.
related to PSTD and sustainability and a little bit, no. Pero gusto ko lang magkaroon ng pagkakataon na ikwento ito. When we started yung aming sustainability initiative sa company, we all realized, easily realized, we don't know enough about it. We know it on the surface, we know how important it is, and we also know how big of a challenge it is. So ang first thing namin ginawa, naghanap kami ng sa local government muna ng Quezon City, kasi sa Quezon City yung apparently meron ng initiative ang Quezon City, and ang sabi sa amin, karamihan naman daw ng mga local government ay meron. So nagpa-seminar kami sa kanila ng Sustainability 101. Doon kami nakakuha. And because, I guess I put the right people to take this on. So na-excite sila, no? And they started doing things na walang cost. On the contrary, bababa yung cost. Kasi tama ka, Jun, hindi pwedeng hindi sabay-sabay yung yung people, profit at saka planet eh. The
Planet.
only way you can sustain all three is to do things that affect all three. So yun yung maganda, and I think that if you start thinking about this and start planning this, you will find that there will be projects or initiatives that you can start with that directly affect profitability positively, no? Yun yung nakita ko. And on that note, gusto ko itanong ito kasi meron tayong sustainability policy draft, tama ba, June,
May
na
mga
ginawa mo? Ano ba ang pwedeng i-expect ng mga members ng PSTD at ng mga talent development practitioners about PSTD's action on sustainability, given this policy that you're trying to put together?
Okay. Snapshot lang ito lang pakita ko.
Okay.
Yung drawing lang. Okay. So our sustainability policy sa PSTD,
Kailangan mo siguro i-zoom, sir. Sige pa.
zoom, sige pa. Dali. Yan.
Okay. Pwede na siguro yan. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay na yan.
Alright. So ang lumilitaw dito, we have a policy framework on sustainability that clarifies kung ano yung purpose. And we will also integrate the purpose statement into our overall mission, vision, and sustainability strategy. And then yung philosophy namin, as proposed, is to embrace sustainability as a way of life at PSTD, and also promoting sustainability as a way of life among the talent development that they can also promote the same. So magsasama yung number 1 and number 2 dyan, yung advocacy. And then another philosophy is looking at talent development itself as an important contributor to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. I think kanina na the very profession that we are in is actually a major contributor of sustainability and in the SDG. Hindi lang halata, di ba? Hindi. So kailangan mapalutang yon. And then it's important that we do collaborative partnerships. And there are already discussions along the way with PMAP, ODP, and some other institutions out there, no, on how we can move this forward, can even capacitate, let's say, yung mga SMSEs, di ba? And then our policy will be guided by several principles, no? Regenerative, ethical, inclusive, capability building, malasakit. Most importantly, ito naman yung the practical side to that, no? Ang patutunguhan niyan, what are our promise? Ano yung gagawin namin? So these are our general commitments: environmental commitment, social commitment, ethical commitment, and economic. May economic because we also have funds, di ba, as PSTD. So it's important that when we invest these funds, we are mindful that we invest it in companies or in practices that are also sustainable, right? So that's one example there.
Ano yung na-foresee mo na concrete yung concrete na nakikita mo na try to forecast this for us. Magkakaroon ba ng mga learning and development initiatives ang PSTD as part of its advocacy na related to sustainability? Do you see that happening in the future?
Definitely, because as I was conversing and chatting with the president now, we are looking
Ayun,
at about...
Irene. Hi, Irene.
Hi Irene, di ba? Yung sa chat namin, we're looking at about a minimum of 3-year roadmap. Kasi hindi naman to one click. No? So let's say for example, one tangible output of here is yung tinatawag nating Sustainable Training Practice Guide. Pero hindi namin gagawin ito na kami lang. I-involve din namin yung lahat ng talent development so that we can come up with our own playbook. Di ba? We can share that to all. We can even share that to those who are not members of PSTD. Halimbawa, yung mga members nga ng small to micro, medium enterprises. Imagine mo kung mayroon tayong playbook, yung listahan lang na how to make training sustainable. Ano yung mga practices on environmental side, social side, tapos mayon. And then we have like 3 or 4, maybe 5 pages at max. That would be a very powerful...
they can just pick up from it, huh?
Yeah, they can just pick up from it. You can improve it and then it will become iterative. It would evolve through time. So yun yung isang practical example doon. Then we are looking at series of webinars and learning sessions about sustainability, focusing on the role of talent development. Example lang, pwedeng sa another usapang training or another webinar possible. It's paano ba ang tamang ESG or sustainability 101? Ano ba ang best practice diyan? So I've given you 3H, di ba? Pero dahil nandito kayo ngayon, ano yung iba? Mind you, some big companies, walang commitment ESG 101 nila. Walang commitment setting.
Compliance
so
lang.
To them, o understanding lang what is sustainability.
Awareness.
Namin yung 3H, o nga no, that is only a 15-minute exercise, but it can be life-changing. So those kind of orientations will happen. So marami yan, abangan. So,
ayun, excited.
And we cannot do this by ourselves. By ourselves, we cannot alone.
Dapat meron ng train the sustainability trainer.
Yeah. Ops. Okay. Mayroon ng Louis, we have our CSR team and they're already coming up with the sustainability trainers pero focusing muna on the NGOs.
Ito ba yung partnership na pinirmahan ni...
Hindi, iwala yun. That's another initiative. This is another initiative of the CSR team that it would become an annual thing. So the first train the sustainability trainer. So swak yung sinabi mo, Louie, nasa
pipeline na.
Niluluto na.
Niluluto na. Kaya sumali po kayo sa mga committees ng PSTD at napakarami nyo pong matututunan. We're almost out of time. So siguro it's time to summarize what we have discussed here. Simulan natin sa iyo, June.
Yun. So again, it's really about realizing that what we do in talent development is actually an essential component and driver of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. What is just needed is to make sustainability embedded in the way we do things, right? Embedded in our programs, and we embrace our role as model, advocate, and enablers of our organizations. And we don't have to start grand. We can start small. Sabi nga ni Ed, sa atin muna. Then we can start on simple programs as like having a very strong ESG or Sustainability 101 as a starting point. And we build it from there.
Okay, Louie, how about you?
So 2 to 3 things. Una, yung board na nagtanong sa'yo na how can we do this if we are not making money? Para sa akin, ang tanong ngayon represents na ang tingin mo sa sustainability, isang activity,
Yes, iwalay.
activity, no? going back again to what you said earlier, ginagawa na natin siya. Pero sabi nga natin kanina, that do it well while doing good and doing more. And HR and L&D, talent development, laging sagot natin yung culture. How can we make sustainability a sustainable culture? Diyan tayo papasok.
Oo, thank you, Louie. Madali sana mag-participate or ma-involve ang HR kung yung initiative for sustainability galing sa boss. Ang problema, hindi yan totoo sa lahat, ano? And ang aking recommendation, total na banggit ni Louie kanina, sabi ni David Ulrich, we need to be credible activist. Bago ka mag-activist, maging credible ka muna. Learn as much as you can about sustainability. Practice it in your own unit. Use yourself as the business case so that when you present it to management, makita ng management that this kind of work will actually inspire people if they understand what it's all about, no? Ang aking experience po sa aking kumpanya na napakaraming Gen Zs is when we started talking about it, it caught fire. Akala ko mahihirapan ako, hindi. Mas hirap yung mga older generation. The younger generation kasi it's their future. Mas mahaba nilang bubuhayin yun. So sobra yung kanilang interest doon. So isa na naman pong episode ng usapan training at iba pa ang nagtatapos. Maraming salamat po sa pagsama sa amin. Thank you for your inputs, insights, and I hope that we contributed something of value that will inspire you to start some sustainability practice in your organization. Like sabi nga ni June, it doesn't have to be big. Start small and let it grow. So with that group picture, group picture bago po tayo